Hello there, this is Dave, Quantum Laser Machines. I just wanted to show you, this was the usual laser at the minute. We've got the red aiming dot, usual, and the bit at the end where I've got all my prototypes, lenses, etc. Well, something quite interesting came up. One of my prototypes was the handle. So here we go. At the minute, yes, it's a non-working prototype. As you can see, it looks a bit like a Star Trek phaser. If I hold it like that, you see what I mean. Now the next one I'm going to make will have the hole at that end, so it looks a bit more realistic, like a gun, if you imagine. But this isn't a gun, it's just a handle. So this is where this tube goes into. That's where we're going to connect the tubes on the end, for example, like that, or the filters. We've got 1064, 532 and 1320 nanometers, and that will go on there like so. There we go. Let's see if I can use my left hand instead of my right hand. And it's tight. There we go. This is prototype number 2 lens here, so we'll forget that for a minute, even though it's ready to work. So this handpiece then is the enclosure for this. Can you see what I mean? That goes in there like that now. So if you ignore the elastic bands, etc., that will be the handpiece. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a bit apart to show you the little problems I've come across, which are opportunities to solve. Okay, so before I send these away to be made correctly, this is just a prototype. So as you can see, we're going to look at the front section. This is where that was sitting in there earlier, can you remember? Like that. Okay, and that's the front of the gun. Now the problem I'm getting is this. When I made this earlier, we've got these little strengthening bits. This is where a screw's going to go. And these two pieces here, they're just the bits inside. As you manufacture, you see what I mean, like these bits. That's where the screws are going to go on from the other screws, and they're going to screw together like that. You see? So as I'm showing you these bits here, I've marked one of them as the letter A and the other one as the letter B. I just need to measure between them a moment. Let's see if I can figure this out. Zero it, and the gap in there is about 38 millimeters, I'd say. At 38, I'm guessing. 38.4. If I do it about 10 times and then work an average out, 37. So I'm going to go for 38. Between A and B is about 38 millimeters. Now the reason I'm showing you this is like this. That's the end that's going to come out of there. This is in reverse at the moment, like that. But I'm struggling to get this to fit inside, because Mr. A and Mr. B just getting in the way. So I just need to trim them down a little bit, and then the rest of it will be fine. These obviously go down there like that. That traps in there perfectly. That's really good. In fact, I didn't expect that to work so well. That's really good. But here, right now, I'm managing to get that out of there, like that, okay, but A and B just seem to be getting in the way, so I may have to remove one and then the other. And then obviously there's the same thing at the back here, these two, these little strengtheners. Now the reason why this is how it is, I'll show you in a moment. I'm not even sure that's going to fit, you know. Let's have a look. So the distance altogether in there, 53 millimeters. Right. That's 49. Across the top is 34. I'm going to say 35, just to give it a bit of play. We call it 35, like that. That's 37 mil. That 51. So 51 is going to be really tight. 51. So if we just think of area 51, and the gap in here is 53. So we've got 2 millimeters play in there, hopefully. That should give me 2 millimeters either side. But to say that the other's 51, the metal piece is 51, there's no way I could get 51 in there, which is 38. So what do you think? I'll let you know as I move on when I'm going to move the A and B out of the way, them two. And hopefully this should work. So that's 53 from left to right, and this one's 49 to 50. So we're getting different readouts on this. Okay, 0. .49, call it 50. So yeah, I should have 3 millimeters spare on that. And that's the fiddliest bits. I mean, even trying to get in here with your finger, I'll put my little finger up, look, okay? How am I supposed to get in there and do repairs? Right here. I mean, that is so little. I mean, I can't even get my finger in there to do things. It's tiny. For example, now I've got a repair here. This has come off. And I have to put that in there. It's just too fiddly. I've got to take it all apart. If I move any of these out the way, the Q switch in the back moves. It throws the laser out here. The laser will come out the wrong end there. It's so fiddly. So if you want to get in touch, let me know how you're getting on. I'd be grateful. So at the moment this is a 3D print. As you can see, the finish isn't what I'd say perfect for final production, but I mean, just for prototyping it is excellent. This is 2mm PLA. The reason why I'm using this is because it's 26 centimeters across. when it's complete, like that. That's 26 centimeters from there to there. Now most 3D printers are about 22 and a half, so therefore you cannot print that out in one hit unless you've got a big 3D printer, which I haven't got. So it had to be done in small pieces, but luckily ingenuity and all the rest of it, I think that'll clip on to there, that clips on the top bit, and when it's screwed on properly with that piece up there, look, we should be alright. I'm fascinated that the vectors used here that shows you how these were made, I find it truly fascinating. Now the reason why I've made this as a solid piece, can you see how that's all one thing? There's a very, very good reason for that. Some of the designs, they have this main block slightly proud sticking out and the handle inside to make it more aesthetically pleasing to look at. So where this at the moment looks like Thor's hammer, like that, I think that looks okay. But if you imagine it had a slight bevel across there, people think, oh, that looks much nicer for a handle. But you have a problem with that. It causes a stress and it breaks. I'll show you a little example. Here's a handpiece earlier. Again, it's got elastics on. And that's what I meant. Can you see how I've got that bevel there? And on my one, there's no bevel, it's completely straight. And the reason I chose to do that is this. It is weak under here because it's thinner, and just under there it's thinner, so the stress will snap at the easiest points. For example, just across there, that's no good. So to reduce that where it wants to crack and break, the easiest way for me to get around that was to strengthen that area to reduce that, and that is of course making it a solid. So there we go. Please comment, share, subscribe and all the rest of it. Do you think a white coloured gun or handle is better than a red? What do you think? I'd like to know in your comments below, etc. So the reason why I am using plastic and bright red is in case customs and excise try and open my belongings, which they do, and then charge me for, and think that I'm smuggling something into the country that I shouldn't be. So that doesn't look too offensive, does it? Would you want to ring up the FBI and say, oh my god, look at this toy gun he's got here, it's ridiculous. But we have to do that because we live in a prison state. Okay, thank you, bye.